Okay dah.
Let's start, eh? Okay, hi everyone. Hi. Okay, so let's introduce ourselves. So let's start with Imran.
My name is Muhammad Imran with the metric number 180-417.
My name is KImberly. My metric number is 177671.
My name is Cassandra, metric number 180180.
My name is Banumathy, metric number 177738.
My name is Nesea Janoh, my metric number is 180733.
My name is Nadhirah, my metric number is 180547.
My name is Fatin Nabilah, my metric number is 180124.
My name is Lakshmipriya and my metric number is 177661.
My name is Hafizuddin, my metric number 180438.
Okay, hi, my name is Nuriza binti Tukiran. Metric number is 180294.
So thank you for the introduction. So today we're going to talk about our BBS session, which is Lenggong. So my group have went to Lenggong and participate in a program called that is conducted by Mohd. Okay, and so we during that program we for 3 days 2 nights we've been given an assignment on 5 triggers. Actually it's about solving a problem or case. So yeah, we're going to discuss about that. So let's start with the first case, which is tuberculosis. So I'll be starting with tuberculosis, which is trigger 1. So basically trigger 1, what happened is that the facts, okay, let's start with the facts. So what happened on the 2nd November, the oldest deer, which is 10 years old deer, died in enclosure, and persistent, that is due to the persistent low-grade fever that caused chronic weight loss for 1 month. And also the second deer died a week later, but it was healthy and having occasional cough. Within 1 month, another deer died. So what was the idea for my group did actually is that what we think is maybe it is because disease related to age factor, maybe because of low immunity, or can be due to biosecurity, weather, can be due to parasite. The pathogen might cause the GIT infection. Symptoms suggest was a chronic disease, and this might involve the respiratory system, and the pathogen might be resistant to the antibiotics, and it might be a zoonotic disease as well. So what was the learning issue was what is the medical history of the deer in PTH. PTH is pusat ternakan haiwan. Okay, so next is affected deer managed in free range or in paddock. What type of antibiotic being given? Was the second deer got treated for occasional cough? What was the age of the second deer? And yeah, there's a lot of questions being done among us. And then what was the action plan was observe and interview the workers and also the management, had record of the animal breeds, fence management, the biosecurity, pasture management, animal movement, and do postmortem and take blood sample. So that's all from trigger 1. So next I would like to pass to trigger 2.
Trigger 2, we had some facts, which first is that the animals there has been there for 10 years, and there was no introduction of new animals, and the workers there worked for 22 years. And although they stay 2 kilometers away from the quarters, they still have some symptoms which include weakness, inhabitants, chronic weight loss, and nasal discharge. So animals, they also notice that animals that are sick has gradual weight loss, and there's no change of food regimens and regulation. That means they didn't change the food management for 22 years. And other animals appear healthy with good appetite, and there's no usual pattern of death and no change in climate pattern. So this can say that we can rule out the climate factor for causing the disease, and we can say that not all animals are susceptible to this disease. And since some of the workers showing symptoms of nasal discharge, we suspect that this is a respiratory affecting disease. And it can be said that this disease also spreading very fast, so we can say that there's a short-term interaction with the animal. Then there's a possible introduction of disease from the workers by animals or might be the visitors who came to the PTH, and environment factor because they didn't tell anything about environment. And also, there's the introduction of disease might be specific to the individual itself, which include some of the deers only got infected. And that's a gradual weight loss, although they say that the PGE and the feed management has not been changed. And so what we want to know from this case is that, from this trigger is that, what was the activity during the incident, and was the fence being disturbed? That means were there any wild animals or intruders who managed to come inside the PTH, or were there any change in the workers, or I mean, is there any change in the number of workers or the new workers, or we want to know the background of the workers and visitors, and also was there any change in stress factors during the period of incident. So what we want to do, which is the action plan, is actually post-mortem, quarantine of the sick deers to avoid further infection of other deers, and also take blood sample. We know might be a blood parasite or blood pathogen, and we also want to ask the staff about the history of the visitors also, and also the check fence condition for any further intruders. That's all from trigger 2. Next we will move on to trigger 3, which will be done by Nemi.
Okay, so in trigger 3, I just want to highlight the three facts that you can get from the trigger 3 is that they say that they have done the postmortem on the deer that have died, and they say they can found granulomatous lesion with cases necrosis in the lungs and mediastinal lymph node, and then they have done histopathology, which on the tissue sections, which are positive for Alexius bacteria, and there is also no significant bacterial isolation was observed on blood and McConkey agar. And they said that there are 3 workers who were sent to the hospital due to suffering from chronic cough. So at that time when we were discussing about trigger 3, we actually kind of focusing on this could be a tuberculosis case, because granulomatous lesion with cases necrosis in the lungs and mediastinal lymph node is very such a characteristic for tuberculosis case. So why do I say that? Is because for that I will support with some facts. So tuberculosis lesions may be confined in lymph node, so that is common, and the lesions can also be found at the chest cavity and lungs. And the nodules, which also stated in the fact saying that there is cases necrosis, and yes, for tuberculosis lesion, it can be filled with pus of yellow-green color, and if there's any abscessation found in the deer, they should suspect STD, because that is common in deers. And then they say that the tissue sections positive for Alexius bacteria, so we should know that the cell wall of the mycobacterium, which causes tuberculosis, it has this mycolic acid, which is character for the mycobacterium, which it requires special stain called acid stain to allow us to be able to observe it under the microscope. So saying that it is an acid bacteria, this trigger also actually giving us a hint that it could be a tuberculosis. And then another fact saying that no significant bacterial isolate was observed on blood and McConkey agar. So we should know that mycobacterium, it is more commonly to be tested in Lowenstein Jensen media and not on blood and McConkey agar. And they also need mycobacterium is actually more difficult to be cultured on media because they require a very long time to actually receive the colony on the colony appear on the media. So that's why, because in the fact they didn't state how long they cultured the media. So it might be that they didn't culture that long, so they were not able to see the mycobacterial growth, so they were not able to confirm it's a mycobacterium. But it is actually giving us hint that due to not seeing the significant isolation, it means that it could be a mycobacterium. So the learning issues that we can find from this trigger is that what are the other results pending, because they say that there are other results pending from the test they did after the postmortem, and what is the result of the checkups for the 3 workers sent to hospital that were suffering from chronic cough. Because we know that tuberculosis also occurs in humans, that is common too, and this trigger actually gives us a hint that it could be a zoonotic disease.
will explain about the trigger 4. So actually the facts we get in trigger 4 is related to and answering what the learning issues mentioned by Nabilah just now, as like after 6 weeks and in lab they culture the bacteria on Lowenstein-Jensen agar and it shows positive tuberculosis. And from the checkup from the workers, infected workers, sick workers, it shows positive tuberculosis. So we can confirm that this is a zoonotic disease. It's transferred from the animals and to humans. And however, some of the animals in the farm are tested for tuberculosis disease, shows a negative tuberculosis. Why? Because like what Nabilah said just now, maybe taking a long incubation period, and also it needs maybe the animals might be newly infected and because of the incubation period. So after this confirmation of zoonotic disease, some team investigators are sent to the farm for further investigation.
May I know what team the person the farm will be?
Oh, okay. The teams, the authorities that involved in this investigation are like the DVAs, Department of Veterinary Malaysia, and then service in Malaysia, and MOH, Ministry of Health, to further investigate about human, and also the penelitian which can, because this farm is surrounded by forest, so the penelitian can check if there's any deforestation surrounding the farm, because this bacteria might be come from the soil in the forest. So for the further action, the farms need to be quarantined and no animals cannot be transferred from this farm to outside. Yes, that is we get from trigger 4. Maybe we can proceed to trigger 5.
For the last trigger, which is trigger 5, the fact that we can get from the trigger are affected workers and farm keepers were treated and contract tracing of farm employees was initiated by authorities, and then concern on difficulty in prescribing drugs to TB positive animals that can cause images of drug resistance. And then first initiative is awareness program on prevention and control of TB among farm employees and the public was initiated. We need to quarantine animals, and temporary close of the farm was discussed, and whoever enters the infected farm had to disinfect it upon visit and existing. And for the ideas that we get, our tuberculosis is preventable and treatable in humans but not in animals. Communication is established well by authorities to control the disease outbreak. And then there is the risk of economic downfall of the farm if it is closed temporarily. And then it is less effective to treat TB in animals due to drug-resistant issue. And zoo environment is very conducive for disease transmission from human to animals and vice versa. And asymptomatic animals were the carriers of disease and agent. And for the learning issue, or what we want to know are how many percent does the farm contribute to the economy of the country, and then what is the expected loss of the farm if they are closed temporarily, and what is the division of the stakeholders about this matter, and is there any alternative drug to treat TB in animals, and is there any food safety or security to build customer trust. And for the action, we decided to we should use one health concept to control this disease, and we should lay out proper plan of awareness. That's all for tuberculosis.
Yeah.
Let's proceed with the next case.
Okay, I will continue for the next case. The next case is about cytocystosis. Okay, actually for the first figure, it is about they give a figure about 13 out of 15 exchange students that come to Malaysia for industrial training in our local university for 8 weeks. So, from the figure, we can extract the fact that this happened to the exchange student that shows some clinical signs that they have headache, cough, myalgia, and fever. And then some of the students also develop visible swelling on the face and the cup of their muscle. So that's the fact that we have from figure 1. So the idea that we try to do some differential diagnosis based on the clinical sign shown by this 13 student. So the first differential diagnosis is dengue, because the student got headache, myalgia, and visible swelling, which is the edema. So another differential diagnosis is leptospirosis, and then flu, because this figure state that only happened to the exchange student. So maybe the local student not affected with the flu, and then only happened to the this exchange student. Okay. Next, the learning issue. And then from the learning issue from the first figure is we can try to do some differential analysis, which is what possible case or disease that can happen to this student based on their clinical sign, and then some infection might happen to them. And then this figure mentioned that, like I said before, this is happened only to the exchange student, not the local student, not the local student. Okay, so for the action plan, we are planning to take more information from the patient, which is the student, and then do some physical examination on that, and do other lab tests or further diagnostic. For the lab test, for the lab diagnosis, we suggested that we need to do blood sampling. Okay, for blood test, CBC and serum variability to check their white blood cell, red blood cell, all that. And then for the diagnostic, we can do MRI on the swelling of the face to see whether what caused edema to happen, and then any other infectious agent that present in the edema, so that we can rule out some of our differential diagnosis and or adding another differential diagnosis. Okay, that's from figure 1. Then we proceed to figure 2.
Thank you, Hafizuddin. Assalamualaikum and good evening, everyone. So I'll proceed for figure 2 and present that. So here are some facts for figure 2. The history taking was done for the exchange student, and we found out they have done 2 weeks worth of practical at the DFA. And blood test and MRI, which is magnetic resonance imaging, was also done for them, and results were obtained. So the result obtained were for the blood test, there was an increase of eosinophil, a type of white blood cell. And also for the MRI, the result from the MRI, we noticed the MRI was done around the calf region, and we noticed myositis, edema around the calf muscles, gastrocnemius muscles. So here are the ideas and the facts. So from the history taking, we found out they done 2 weeks of practical, and we assume that that's the source of the disease. That's where the source of disease comes from the deer farm. And also from the blood test, with the increase of eosinophil, we identify eosinophilia and presume also that it's highly possibly to be a parasitic infection. And from the MRI, which we noticed that only the calf region shows the myositis, so we proceed further diagnostic region by extracting the edema from the calf region. So here are some learning issues from the trigger 2. We learned some difficult words such as eosinophilia, which is increase of eosinophil, and MRI, which is one of the radiology methods to see what's inside without cutting the muscles. We also found out the advantages of MRI, why we did not use CT scan or other X-rays, because MRI is suitable for soft tissues. and also rules of differentiation for the blood test. So here's the action plan after all these ideas. We're going to do some muscle biopsy at the calf region and extract the sample. From the sample, we're going to do some virus isolation, and probably some PCR to identify the parasitic identification. So that's all from me. Let's proceed to trigger 3.
Okay, I'll proceed with trigger 3. The facts that we can extract from the trigger was that muscle biopsy was done for virus isolation, histopathological exam, and also PCR. The results were negative for PCR, viral isolation, and also the virus isolation. Sarcoidosis was detected through PCR. The histopathology result was that myositis was found with sarcosis in the muscle. So the final diagnosis was sarcoidosis. Okay, further history was taken, and it was found out that the affected students had a barbecue of venison and were involved in water activities while they were in Lenggong, practical. And the Ministry of Health and Lenggong District Health Office were alerted and notified for surveillance of any similar cases. Okay, the ideas from this trigger was that we found out that we can find out that the source of infection could be either from the ingestion of venison or from accidental ingestion of water during water activities. We can also confirm that the disease was sarcoidosis since the clinical signs and the lab results match the clinical signs for this disease. Okay, the learning issues are we learned that PCR can be used to detect specific pathogens, and we can determine whether the students were intermediate course or definitive course by looking at the clinical signs. The action plan was to find out the pathogenesis and life cycle of sarcoidosis, to find treatment, and also give symptomatic treatment for the students. Okay, so Cassandra will proceed with trigger 4.
Okay, so trigger 4 is about the horse. So some of the facts that I have extracted from the trigger are the DPS, the militant, and also the local authorities were informed about this matter, and that the postmortem was conducted on some of the asymptomatic here, and they have found that there is hemorrhage of serous membrane of the viscera and myocardium with prominent macroscopic cyst at the heart, diaphragm, and also the esophagus. And they also do some histopathology on the sample, and they have found that the striated muscles revealed myositis, and also there is some visible cyst. And trigger 4 also revealed that the reserve forest, which is located near to the farm, is undergoing illegal deforestation activities. So therefore, it has resulted this species called the macaques to move from the forest to the farm. So therefore, they could be defecating on food and drinking crops, and they are also seen on the pasture where the deer are grazing, and also at the nearby river. So from the FILA table, what our groups have summarized is that the deforestation activity actually can is indeed an indirect factor that contributing to this disease, because the macaques move from the forest to the farm. So the more macaques, the more infection it is, right? So our ideas is that we thought that the macaque could be the definitive cause, but we cannot confirm. That's why in our action plan we have suggested that postmortem random sampling should be done by the perhimitan of the macaques. And other than that, we also after discussing with our facilitators, we have found that the deers would be the intermediate cause in this
done, they should be checking the lockups, and the local authorities, the hospitals especially, they should check the staffs of the farm. That's why in our action plan, we suggested that health screening should be done by the hospitals so that they can they should see if there are any reported cases with the same symptoms it ever happened before. So other than that, law enforcement also should be done by the Department of the Forestry. So that's all for trigger 4.
Okay, now I will proceed the final trigger, which is the trigger 5. So from the trigger 5, the thing that we can extract, the fact that we can extract is that there are multiple agencies that involved in this outbreak, including like the human health, animal health, and also environmental health. And public unrest started to occur in Lenggong since the outbreak occurred at Lenggong, and they really attract the attention of media, where they started to spread the news to the public by through the several social media. And we can know that from the resident of the Lenggong itself, they consume medicines which they get from the farm. So the idea that we can gain from the trigger part is that there are another possible causes that lead to this sarcoidosis to happen. For example, like consumption of medicine, and this outbreak will involve a society as whole. Even though that the outbreak started from the humans, but the animal and also the environmental also distribute to the factor. And this infection can actually transmit to other farm because we assume that the final cause might be the macaque, so it can go to another farm in order to gain their food. So that for the leading issue that we can generate is that we can know that the whole society really play a major role in order to prevent this outbreak. And Cassandra has said just now, there's a lot of agencies that need to work together in order to prevent this. And the role of media also is very essential in order to spread awareness to the public. And we need to understand that there are several SOP that need to be done and to be followed when there's an outbreak occur at certain place. So an action plan is that they need to enforce law regarding the facility, because especially for the meat inspection, because the residents tend to consume medicines, and a continual similar need to be done in order to make sure that this outbreak can be controlled in the future. So as the conclusion from this PBL, we have learned like several cases, and from that we can know even though the disease might infect humans, but it also involves like many other factors from the animal and also environmental. And so that's the concept of One Health. So I guess
That's all
from us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone.
Please put a last one.